offer your practice today to someone who showed you kindness. Bring them into your mind's eye and visualize them, human being, animal being, nature being. Dedicate your practice to them. Namaste. Welcome, everyone. So, we're going to do a little bit more on our study of Maha Mudra. And I'm going to read directly from Krishnamacharya's book, which is called Yoga Makaranda. Makaranda means the honey of yoga. Nice title, I think. And this is a book that he wrote for the Maharaja of Mysore when he was the yoga teacher to the royal family and to the children of the Sanskrit school in the Maharaja's palace. I think it's in the 1940s. And the king asked him to write a yoga instruction manual. This is a book that he wrote for him. And it is available. You can download it on the internet. You can't buy it as a book. This is one I've just downloaded and bound. And he talks, and there's two actual parts. There's Yoga Makaranda 1 and Yoga Makaranda 2. This one deals more with asanas and mudras. This is his description of Maha Mudra. And what I'd like to do is I'd like someone to demo here for me as I talk you through it. Somebody would like to face that direction and demonstrate Maha Mudra for me. Anybody can volunteer.
You're so much more beautiful.
Do you mind? Okay, sit on your mat and face that way, and then everybody can see. And if you're on the back row and you can't see that well, you just stand up or move. Anybody can move forward, because this is going to be just a little workshopping session. So you don't have to be on your mat. So I'm not going to instruct you, actually. Krishnamacharya is. Okay. These are his words. Okay, so the reason I want to do this is there's quite a few things in this which are different to the way Maha Mudra is normally taught. Spread something soft on the ground and sit on it. No, that's good enough. Usually it could be usually, and when this was written, it would be like a rug. Usually people would practice on just a bit of carpet, or kusha grass, which is like a woven sort of strawy rug, mat. Spread something soft on the ground and sit on it. Stretch the right leg in front so that it makes an angle of about 30 degrees to the right. Just straight. So just bring it out 30 degrees. I'll come to this in a minute. Okay. Bend the other leg at the knee and bring the sole of the foot to touch the inside of the right thigh. The heel of the foot to the right thigh or into the perineum. The thigh of the left leg should touch the ground. The two thighs should make an angle of 120 degrees. So this is the first difference. So yeah, let's just take that posture. So he's asking you, that's slightly more than 30 degrees, bring it in a little bit. So the first thing he's asking you to do, can you see all right? Which is quite different, is like moving this leg out 30 degrees. Usually the instruction is that the leg, as you would in Asana, single-legged forward bend, would be directly out from the hip joint. So he's saying bring it out at 30 degrees, and that makes a big difference. I'll tell you why in a minute. So Asana, where you just normally when you bend over one leg with one knee out, in the asana practice is actually an asana. So it's like the benefits for that are more physical. This is a mudra. So the idea here is not about how is it affecting the body so much physically or muscularly, but how is it affecting the body energetically. And so what is more important than this alignment of the hip with the leg is the ability to draw the perineum, the heel back towards the perineum, so that it stimulates the mula bandha in the perineum, which is related to the energy, the prana moving up through the spine. And the other thing it does is it reduces, can you just lift your hands up a minute? It reduces the angle in the ankle joint. So if this leg was in at 90 degrees, this foot would have to be much more like that. And when you bring your leg more, your foot more like that, it lifts the knee up more. So when the knee's down, and you can point the foot a little bit more to this angle of the leg, it opens up that joint, which allows the shin bone to rotate down, the femur to rotate forward, and then it's easier to get the heel into the perineum. Yes? Does that make sense? So I've been experimenting with this because I've never read this anywhere before. And yeah, so the knee, yeah, no, this one, Sophie. So when if you're able, you bring that knee out more. That's more because you like so that's probably more like, would you say it's 120 degrees?
No idea. Would you?
Who's good at degrees? Anyone good at degrees? Anybody got a protractor? Yeah, like if it was straight, this would be 90 if that leg was straight. So, I mean, okay, yeah, 180 is flat. I think the point is it's not that critical. I think the point is that the legs are wider than they would normally be. And it's not done, as has always been taught to me, by drawing this knee back further, which means that you've got to have considerable hip flexibility to get beyond 90 degrees. You make it much simpler by just moving the leg to the right. So it's accessible to anyone. That's what's good about it. Right, okay. What comes next? Sit upright and keep the spine straight. While exhaling, twist the trunk to the right so that the two shoulders may be equidistant from the toe. Okay, so that's important. So the reason that's important is what a lot of people do is they will lift up like that, and then they will turn and fold. He's asking you to rotate the body before you do the arm movement. And he wants the shoulders to be equidistant from the foot. So that means that there will be more of a twist in the lower back because of the angle of the leg. So that also makes the posture different. Inhale, raise the arms. Face that way. Inhale, raise the arms, flip the palms, fingers interlocked. Do the chin lock. Breathe. So that the chin is drawn tightly into the notch between the collarbones. Keep the spine straight. Draw in the abdomen on an exhale. Fold forward and catch hold of the right toe by the hook forefingers of both hands. Big toe, first fingers of both hands. Like this.
Oh, yes, this is.
If you can. Okay. And then you sit up straight. No, take hold of the foot and straighten your back. Like you would in Maha Mudra. Yeah. So this is the posture. He's not giving one hand first and then the other hand. He's giving that as the basic hold. So just stay there, Sophie. Keep the spine straight. Draw in the abdomen and catch hold of the right toe by the hook forefingers of both hands, bending at the hips. Catching hold of the toes may not be possible in the beginning. It is enough if the hands can be placed on the right thigh or the right kneecap or the right ankle, i.e., as forward as possible without undue strain. As practice advances, it will become easier to bend forward, and later on, it would be easy to interlace the fingers around the right foot at the instep, even the heel. So there's two other hand positions which aren't normally given in Maha Mudra. The important points to know are that the spine is kept straight, the chin is locked, and the stomach is drawn in, and the trunk is twisted so that both the shoulders are equidistant from the right toe. Both the thighs should touch the ground. That's looking pretty good. Stay there, Sophie. Keep the eyes closed so that the mind may not get distracted. Take long, deep, even inhalation and exhalation with rubbing sensation in the throat and awareness. So this is where also you have the gaze towards nabi, navel. Eyes are closed. In the beginning, the trunk is not bent. The spine is straight. This is what we talked about last week. After practice has advanced, after having taken 6 breaths, we talked about the way to take the breaths last week, so I'm not going through that again. Without bending the trunk, after taking the breaths where you take the breaths in Maha Mudra without bending the trunk where you're straight, 3 breaths are taken, exhaling while bending the trunk. The forehead to touch the knee at the end of the forward bending, but it need not be kept touching the knee. If this is not possible, the trunk to be bent forward to the extent possible without undue strain. So if you remember, this is translated from the Tamil. It's not very clear to read. So you're in the Maha Mudra, Sophie. And what he's saying, before you come out, when you've done the breathing in Maha Mudra, you do what's called a pratikriya, which is a counter pose of rounding the back and bringing the head towards the knee or the shin. And you inhale, come up, keeping hold of the toe. Exhale, repeat. You do that 3 times, one more time.
Did you come back in this straight spine?
No, you round your back now. Yeah, it's a counter pose to the Maha Mudra. So the back rounds, and you do that 3 times with breath. Then you interlock the fingers and inhale, come up. And exhale, Dandasana. Okay, so there's quite a lot of things different there to normal Maha Mudra instruction. And that's the way we're going to do our Maha Mudra today. That's the way Krishnamacharya asked us to do it. So we do it that way. And definitely there's a big difference. There's a couple of big differences. The main one is the angle of the legs. Really changes the posture. I've been experimenting with it much more. I think it's more effective and more accessible as well. And the other thing is this nice little pratikriya at the end. So coming out of Maha Mudra, you do this little pratikriya at the end, releases the spine. It really like closes the posture nicely after the intensity of the mudra. So I'll read the rest of what he has to say. Repeat with the other leg. No, it's all right. Okay. When practice has advanced, breath can be kept controlled both for retention and keeping out for 2 to 5 seconds in each round of deep breathing. Not more than 5 deep breaths each side. So he just said 6 breaths. So there's lots of I think a lot of this has been messed up a bit in translation. So it's usually the normal number of breaths, which he talks about in other places, is 6, 12, 18, or 24 breaths. In Maha Mudra, it can be 36. But for the mere mortals, 6 to 12 breaths is more than enough. The other thing he's very clear about here is that retention at the end of the exhale should be no more than 5 seconds. Okay? So it isn't like a lot of external retentions where you're trying to build the length, the duration of the retention. In this particular posture, the safe level is 5 seconds. In the beginning, it will just be a pause, then it will go to 1, 2, 3, 4 at your own capacity. And I find that varies every day. Depending on how you are each day, some days you're comfortable with 3 seconds, sometimes you're comfortable with 5 seconds. So you have to adjust that for yourself. For advanced practitioners who observe brahmacharya, who live in a cool place and can have rich and nutritious food, a maximum of 32 rounds of breath can be done for each side with control of breath for 5 seconds each round. So even for an advanced practitioner, it's still saying 5 seconds the limit. And for those who observe brahmacharya, in this context, it means for those who have control of the senses and use their sexual energy wisely, because we're householders. Whereas the usual translation of brahmacharya is celibacy, but that was for monastics. Nathamuni, in his treatise, the Yoga Rahasya, Nathamuni was a ancestor of Krishnamacharya. Nathamuni, in his treatise, the Yoga Rahasya, which means the secrets of yoga, writes that if this mudra is done with Uddiyana Bandha for 10 seconds, one conquers death and can overcome all poisons. So in the Shastras, when they say conquer death, what they mean is you conquer the fear of death. And this is something which is cultivated through external retentions and holding the breath out, so that you become comfortable not having to grasp the next breath. And that is something which is cultivated through this kind of mudra and other breathing practices in pranayama. And it's also, of course, the purpose of Shavasana that you do at the end of the class. The purpose of Shavasana is to prepare one for death, so that you get used to letting go of everything that is impermanent about your mind and body and just be aware of the soul. Same idea. This is also something that focuses the prana and the individual on the soul, this mudra. This is, and when they say poison, it means like it can cure you of many diseases. This is extremely beneficial in the treatment of diabetes, spleen complaints, dysentery, reproductive organs, hemorrhoids, etc. There's lots of therapeutic effects. When specifically used for the purpose of overcoming these diseases or poisons, inhalation is as in Sitali pranayama, with the rolled protruding tongue. The tongue is now taken and rolled back so the tip of the tongue touches the uvula in Jiva Bandha, chin locked, and the stomach drawn in and upward, Uddiyana Bandha, and slow exhalation through both nostrils. So if you're doing it for a therapeutic reason, any of these reasons, and there are many others listed, and you might at some point in your life want to do that, to get the full benefits of the practice for therapy, for healing, it's when you do the inhale, it's a rolled tongue. So it's like a straw, you suck air in, it's cooling the breath. And then when you're holding the breath, you've got your head in Jalandhara Bandha, and you slide the tongue up, and you can do it with me. Let's just do one Ujjayi breath in, one Shitali breath in, roll your tongue. Chin down, chest up. And then as you bring the chin down, fully exhale. Turn the tongue up, slide it along the upper palate and up into the soft palate in the roof of your mouth. And then release the tongue and then lift the chin slightly and inhale. So we're not going to get that would be how you do it in every breath that you're doing Shitali Pranayama for healing. It make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, just, is that when you know, doing the breathing in, breathing out? That might be slightly obvious, but you know, when you move your head up and the body up and down, and breathing in and breathing out, is that when you do that in practice?
Yeah, you mean the Shitali thing? Yeah. So the way it would work in the posture would be you inhale. And when you inhale, you're kind of using that to keep the back of the neck long, the chin's down. And then you exhale. And I've done this before. So as you're exhaling, you're sliding the tongue up. That's when it happens. And it's helped by the chin being down. And then you hold the breath up. And when you hold the breath out, the tongue is slid up and as high as it can behind the soft palate. And what that does is you'll feel that it opens the third eye. And because of the heel in the perineum and the holding of the breath out and the drawing of the lower abdomen in, it sort of really concentrates the prana here in the third eye, and that is accentuated by the tongue. When the tongue goes up, the third eye becomes more active. So this is quite an esoteric practice as well as a healing practice. Anyway, I think it's kind of interesting. We're not doing the Shitali part, but we are going to cultivate the rest of it. Okay? So let's begin our practice. Stand up, come to the front of your mat. Thank you, Sophie. The one thing I would say about this stuff, that there's lots of, I think it's important to be able to embrace the diversity of the different ways of doing these practices. And always bear in mind that whoever you're studying with, people will teach things in a different way. You go to somewhere else and somewhere else teaches you Maha Mudra a different way. That's all absolutely fine. There isn't an absolute in this. It's not right or wrong. It's just that there are so many different ways of doing this practice based on, for many different reasons. Whoever taught Krishnamacharya taught him a certain way. Whatever his experience was of therapeutic Maha Mudra, that's something he probably learned from other people because of his interest in Ayurveda. He was an Ayurvedic practitioner, but also through his own experience. And culturally in India, in different parts of India, practice is done differently. It's called by different names. And different schools of yoga will teach things differently. That's just the way it is. And but it means that what's important is that you find a way of doing it that makes it relevant to you. And you do that really by using the laboratory of your own mind and body when you practice. Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, arms widen overhead, flip your palms. Pause, stretch the lungs, round the feet. Exhale, lower. At the end of the breath and the movement, the lungs are completely empty. And you feel a little bit of lightness in the pelvic floor and the pause and lower abdomen. Inhale, raise the arms. Pause at the end of the movement. Feel the fullness in the chest as you stretch the lungs. And then begin the exhale and lower the arms on the breath. One more time. Look hard. Exhale. Inhale, arms forward, shoulder level. Exhale, Ardha Utkatasana, squat halfway. Inhale up. Feet together if you can. Exhale, halfway. Pause. Support through the perineum. Inhale up. Exhale, halfway. And again, you want to go to the end of the breath so your lungs are empty and you feel the connection to the lower abdomen and the pelvic floor. Inhale up. That's why the chin is down, the gaze is into the navel. Exhale down. Relax the face. Stay. Breathe there. Look, nabby, navel. Try to push the knees forward and lift the chest up without lifting the chin up. After the 3 breaths, flip the palms. Okay, way up, we'll meet in Tadasana. Work with your breath length, don't rush. Puna Utkatasana. Inhale, arms shoulder level, chin down. Exhale, squat down as far as you can. The heels need to rise, let the heels rise. If the feet can be flat, keep them flat. Inhale, come up. Strong Ujjayi as you go down, exhale. You want to go right to the end of the breath, so you're supported by the perineum, lower abdomen, chin down, look navel. Stay there for 1 breath. Long exhale. And inhale, come up. And exhale, Tadasana. And then inhale, arms widen overhead, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Look hard. And then exhale as you move the hips back, look navel and fold halfway. Inhale, come up. Arch back a little bit at the top, chin down. Exhale, fold halfway. Move the hips back, 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 back till you make a strong number 7. And your toes go long. Chin down, inhale up. Arch back. Exhale halfway. Hold. Inhale, arms wide like wings. Exhale, arms forward, flip the palms. Exhale, arms wide like wings. Dip the chest. Raise the arms. Exhale, arms forward, flip your palms. Inhale, come up, arch back a little bit at the top, chin down. Exhale, fold all the way. Purna Uttanasana. Flip the palms, inhale all the way up, arch back. Exhale, down, strong Ujjayi. Control the descent. Cross the forearms over each other and hold the opposite heel or chins or legs wherever you can. And inhale and look up. And exhale, fold. Relax neck, 3 breaths. Short inhale, long exhale. Look, nose tip, drishti or navel, Mamasthana. When you've done your 3 long breaths, meet in Tadasana. Inhale in Tadasana. And then turn long ways on your mat, or for a better balance, if you want to, stand on a hard floor. No, turn to face the front, just that some people turned inwards, yeah. Do warrior 3. Inhale, exhale, and Jari Mudra. So you have the choice, remember, of hands over the heart, hands over the head in prayer, or hands back beside the hips. You choose. Inhale, and then keeping the body in a straight line. Exhale, fold forward and raise the right leg. Point the back foot away strongly. Really engage the core, lift the perineum. Nice flat line through the body, relaxed face. And then when you're ready, exhale, bend the standing leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Keep the back leg up by using the core. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and hold for 3 breaths. Don't bend more than you can manage. You have to be able to keep the breath. You have to hold the back leg strong. And then exhale, both hands to the floor. Inhale, raise the back leg. Bring the forehead towards the shin or the knee, and you can hold the shin or the knee with one hand or both hands if you want to challenge your balance. Push into the standing foot to lift the top leg. Relax the neck. And on the next exhale, bring your feet together, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, look up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, round the back, fold into the legs. Flip the palms, inhale, come up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, look hard. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Use the exhale to find the Mudra and the Uddiyana Bandha and try to keep it throughout. Get your balance and take a breath there first before you begin the vinyasas, bending the knee. When you bend the knee, don't let the back leg drop. Push into it more strongly as you bend the knee. Steady gaze. And then when you've done the 3 vinyasas, hold for 3 breaths. After your 3 breaths, hands to the floor, 3 breaths in standing splits. When you've done your 3, exhale, feet together, inhale, look up, exhale, fold, inhale, come up, and then Maha Mudra. So come out the way you went out last time. Take your time, don't rush. Hands in Anjali Mudra. And then we meet in Tadasana. Okay, so keep practicing. Remember, if you're struggling with the balance, you practice with your hands on the back of a chair or against a ledge or something so that you can work on just finding your balance and just little micro bends in the knee. Maybe in the beginning, no bending of the knee, just working on the balance. And when you've got the balance, then start to do the little micro bends in the knee. As you get more proficient, start to go deeper in the bend. But when you bend the knee, it's very important that you don't drop the back leg with it, which is happening quite a lot of people. So as you bend the standing leg, you have to work the back leg stronger. If you don't charge the back leg, it will tend to drop down as you bend the knee. You've got to be very conscious of that. And the way it's really held up through the core and the pelvis. The leg has to be active, but if you haven't got the core working, which is the lower abdomen, Uddiyana Bandha, and the perineum lifting to stabilize in the pelvis, then you'll find it very difficult to keep the leg up. So that torsion has to flow through your whole body. It's not just about your leg. And the more extension you can get from the back foot to the base of the skull, the easier it will be for you to keep your balance and lift up and down. So it's really about that line of energy first, and then the vinyasas up and down come next. So just practice it at home, do it every day, and you'll soon get much more proficient at it and stronger. Lead and return sequence. Inhale, arms wide and overhead, flip your palms. Exhale, palms face forward. Inhale, arch from the upper back. Exhale, fold all the way. Inhale, short breath. Exhale, Utkatasana, heels may rise, squat down, hands on the floor, forehead to knees, empty the lungs, fill the perineum. Keep it, little perhaps breath into the back of your heart, hold it. Hop or step back, chaturanga, knees can be down. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest forward, drag the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Come onto the right hand and the outside of the right foot. You can bring the bottom knee down if you need to. Stretch the left arm up in Vinyasa. Breathe. And then inhale, both hands down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose. Come onto the left hand and the outside of the left foot. Bring the bottom knee down if you need extra support. Strong core, push the hips up. 3 breaths. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, slow. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Chin down, exhale, Adho Mukha. 3 breaths. A smooth inhale, long exhale. Eyes closed, look nabby, navel. Feet together. Optional at the end of each breath, bandhas. Chins on chest. And then exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hold the breath out, hop or step, squat down, Utkatasana. Sit down, Dandasana. Inhale, arms over the head, flip the palms, Niralamba Dandasana. Take a breath there, looking into the heart. Inhale. Lift your chest. Push your sit bones and your legs down. Long exhale. Inhale, roll onto your back. Arms over your head. Exhale, hands beside your hips. Take rest. Take a little Shavasana here. Bring your feet apart. Arms away from the body. Relax, hands beside the hips. Eyes closed. No J breathing. Awareness in the heart space. Relax your face. The key mama for keeping the face relaxed is the upper palate. If you drop the upper palate, it tends to flood through the eye sockets and then down through the cheeks. Triggers the release of the soft palate and the tongue. And then when that happens, the jaw hinge tends to relax, and all that holding And that holding just tends to release. Awareness in the heart. Bring your feet together, Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, arms over your head, and flip your palms. Actually, we've got more room. No, bring your hands back beside your hips. Bring your feet together. Okay, inhale, just bring your right arm over. Exhale, raise right arm and right leg. Point the fingers, point the toes. Stretch up. Exhale, lower. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Just change legs. Do two on the left leg and the right arm. Pause at the end of the movement and lift. And when you're done, legs on the floor, right arms over the head. And then bring the right arm beside your hip and bring the left arm up. And then exhale. Did we do it on inhales or exhales last time? Inhales. We're on inhales today. It can be done either way. I forget. So do the left side twice, and then the left leg and the left arm and the right leg twice. Keep the UJ smooth. It's about extension, upwards and lengthwards, if that's a word. And when you've done, bring both hands beside your hips. And then inhale, bring the right hand over your head again. And exhale, bring your left hand onto the top of your left thigh. And inhale, raise the right leg and the right arm. And if you can, take the right big toe with the first two fingers of the right hand. Or hold your shin, or hold your knee. And or if you need to, you can use a strap. Then exhale, lift the head and the chest, bring the chin to forehead towards the shin. So if I'm giving you a strap now, grab a strap in future when you come to class. Exhale down. Sorry, I forgot you were up there. Good. Exhale fully, come up again. Inhale down. Should be 3 times. Exhale, come up. Then it's this we're doing now. Holding. Yeah. And then come down. No, just keep hold of the foot, but just bring your head down. Exhale, bring the leg to the right. Keep your hand on your left thigh. And inhale, center. Keep looking straight up. Exhale to the right. Head on the floor. Keep grounding the left thigh. Keep the hand on top of the left thigh. Keep it grounded. Then inhale up. Extend the hand down the thigh. And exhale to the right. And hold for 3 breaths. Just as far as you can, but try to keep the left buttock and leg grounded as much as you can. Look straight up. 3 breaths. Close your eyes, look perineum. It's where you want the prana here. If you can, turn the toe down and the heel up. Those of you who are more flexible, rotate into the hip joint more. Keep the big toe, Sophie. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, lift the forehead towards the shin. Keep the shoulders down. Slide the hand down the left thigh as much as you can. Hold for 3 breaths. And then when you're done, lower the head to the floor. Exhale. And inhale, bring the leg to the floor and the arm over the head. And on the exhale, bring the right hand to the hip. Inhale, bring the feet together, realign yourself. And just be aware of the difference in sides of your body, especially in your pelvis, your legs. And inhale, bring the left arm over the head. And exhale, left leg up. Take the big toe or use your strap. And then 3 vinyasas, lifting the head towards the leg. And then when you've done those 3, the right hand is on top of the right thigh. Then you do 3 vinyasas, bringing the leg to the side. And then you hold for 3 breaths. And then at the end of the sequence, you come up and you bring the forehead towards the leg again. And you hold for 3 breaths. So going in, it's 3 vinyasas up and down, head towards the shin. And then coming out, it's 3 breaths holding the leg towards the shin. In this vinyasa, you keep looking straight up all the time. You don't turn your head to the side. Work with your breath, your length of breath, your range of movement. Would you like a strap? Yeah, sorry, I did. If you do need a prop and you haven't got one for the other side, then just shout, I'll bring you what you need. Heel up, Sophie. Try to rotate from here, toe down, heel up. You do that, so it rotates more deeply into your hip joint. And then when you've done, you make your way back into Shavasana in the same way as you went in. Arm over the head first. And the last thing is the left hand goes beside the hip. Good, take rest. You can do a little Shavasana, all feet together, whatever you want today. Okay, bend both knees, hug the knees to your chest. Cross the ankles, hold the feet, or hold the knees. So your arms around the outsides of your legs and you're holding the tops of your feet. Inhale, rock up, exhale, rock back, or you're holding your knees. And then inhale, come up and straighten both legs. And we'll work a little bit on the Vishesha Vinyasa. So this is, the first way to do it is like you just did, holding the knees or the legs, rocking backwards and forwards, just to get used to the motion and getting used to doing that motion with your spine. And the next way you do it is with the legs straight. So will you demo again for me? You can do this. No, you can just stay where you are. You'll be okay. So you do it like this, legs straight. So I know it's your day off, isn't it? Yeah, from teaching. So there's somebody else want a demo. Robert? Okay, so We'll do it with the hands on the floor to begin with, which is slightly easier, and you can all try it. Hands on the floor. Inhale. No, just watch Robert. Inhale. As you exhale, roll onto your back, bring your legs over into plow. As you inhale, come up to a vertical position. As you exhale, Paschimottanasana, fold forward, take the feet. Inhale, come up, hands to the floor, roll on. Exhale, roll onto your back, Paschimottanasana. Halasana, but plow pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Simple, yeah? So that's the next thing to do after you've done the rocking and rolling. You get used to that. And those of you who can, you can do it this way, arms over the head. Okay, inhale there, interlock the fingers. And exhale, roll down onto your back, bring the legs over, and put the feet on the hands. And then inhale, come up, bring the arms over the head, and exhale, Paschimottanasana. So you can choose. Thank you, Robert. It's brilliant. So you can do either any of those variations, or if you want to stay with holding the ankles, rocking backwards and forwards. I don't know what the Sanskrit for that is. We just call it rocking and rolling. You can do any of them. So go for it. Do it 5 times. That's the exhale back. When you come to center, you inhale, and when you go forward, you exhale. So at the end of each moment, it's an exhale, but there's an inhale in the middle. And obviously the thing to do is to just sort of try and do it and learn to do it with as much control in the body and the breath as you can. Because eventually the next stage is you hold the different phases. When you've done 5, we'll meet in Dandasana. Very good for your hips, spine, your pelvis. Okay, and then meet in Dandasana. Fun, yeah? No? So if you look in the back of the Vinyasa Krama manuals, Ramaswami's manuals, you'll see a section, and it's called Vishesha Vinyasas. Vishesha means special or unique. And so these are little vinyasas which can be added into the practice in different places, you know, when you need to do them. And they're different ways sometimes of transitioning mostly between different parts of the practice. And you'll see a little group of them there. Some of them are really quite difficult. This is one of the easier ones that you can work with. Hey, Maha Mudra, sitting in Dandasana. Chest up, chin down. Inhale, move the right leg out to the right, 30 degrees. Bend the left knee. Bring the heel towards the perineum. And draw the knee back comfortably. Sit on a block if you need to. If your left knee is up in the air, put a block under it. Make sure you don't put any strain in your knee. That's a lot more than 30 degrees, Robert and Sophie. Yeah, you're trying to do the 120. Yeah, but this should only be 30 if you're going to make it 120 from your hip, from your pelvis. So your pelvis is sit square on your mat. That's good. So if you're square on your mat from your pelvis, that would be, I would say that's 30 degrees. So to make the angle bigger, this leg doesn't come out more, that knee goes back more. Okay, inhale. No, first he said rotate the body so your shoulders are equidistant to the foot. Lisa, you're a lot more than 30 degrees as well. Bring your leg in a bit. Yeah. Rotate your body over the straight leg, and so the shoulders are equidistant to the foot. Inhale, float the arms over the head, keeping that twist. Lift up. As you exhale, draw the chin back and down, engage Jalandhara Bandha. Take an inhale there. Exhale, fold forward and take the big toe with the first two fingers of both hands if you can reach, or bring the hands onto the leg. Then inhale, lift up, arms straight, spine straight, chest up between the shoulders, chin is down towards the chest. Eyes are closed, gaze in the navel. Begin the breath. Inhale and exhale, double the length. You count the numbers on 1, on 2, on 3. And so you're regulating that ratio in the breath, doubling the exhale. At the end of the exhale, begin with a pause. Then a second, then 2 seconds. So you gradually, over time, no rush, you begin to increase that duration up to 5 seconds. Keep lifting the chest and lengthening the spine. Don't let the spine round. The one thing I'm finding with students is with this slightly different angle in the leg and the wider angle in the hips, that it's making people list to the right a little bit. So work at dropping your left shoulder and drawing your right shoulder back more. That's good. Then when you've done, do the 3 little pratikriyas. Inhaling, holding the foot, exhale, round the back, forehead towards the shin or knee. And do that 2 more times with breath. When you've done 3, interlock your fingers, come up, and we meet in Dandasana. And when you're ready, set up and do the other side exactly the same way. When your knee goes to the side here, the calf flesh turns inwards, not outwards. Yeah. Yeah. So your calf flesh comes this way when the knee goes to the side. Yeah. It's for kneeling when you turn it out. Get the setup working, get the spine, the chest lifted, the Jalandhara Bandha. And then start the breath, counting the Om numbers. Chins towards the chest as much as possible, eyes closed, look nabby. Optional bandhas at the end of the breath. Lift your heart up. It's rounding too much here. When you lift your heart up, don't lift your head up. Just lift your heart up and keep your shoulders down. Yeah. When you've done, do the 3 pratikriyas. And we'll meet in Dandasana. Take your time, don't rush. And then we usually follow Maha Mudra with Baddha Konasana. So set up for Baddha Konasana cobbler pose, sit on blocks if you a block if you need to. And sitting up, holding the feet, eyes closed, look perineum. Take 3 long, slow breaths with very long exhales in Maha Mudra. In Baddha Konasana. Chin down. Chest up, eyes closed, look perineum. So you want to feel where you look, your prana will concentrate. And you want your prana, Baddha Konasana, you want the prana in your pelvis. Your chest is up, your spine is straight. There's many variations of this posture. Not all about folding forward. This one's more about concentrating the prana. And then just counterpose by moving the feet forward 12 to 18 inches. On an exhale, round the back, fold forward. If you can, place your forehead in the soles of your feet. And if you can do that, extend your arms forward and relax your shoulders. Just do what you can. Relax the arms, Ian, hands on the floor. And then flip the palms and inhale, come up. And exhale, Dandasana. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, don't move. Inhale, roll down onto your back. Exhale, take rest, legs together, arms beside the body. Look hard, palms down. When you're ready, inhale, lift into shoulder stand or half shoulder stand, or buttocks on a block, legs raised. Or you can come to the wall, there's plenty of space today if you want to use a wall. Invert the body, take 3 breaths, and then make any little adjustments that you need to. And then hold your variation with long exhales, completely relaxed face, eyes closed, and gaze into the back of the throat. Natural Ujjayi breathing. Relax the upper palate, tongue, and mouth. And what we just did in Maha Mudra, this isn't for everyone, but those of you who are more experienced, you do the same practice with bandhas as you did in the Maha Mudra. So at the end of the long exhale, you can begin by pausing the breath. And then you can turn that little pause into the use of bandhas as well. So at the end of each exhale, the breath pauses, the perineum lifts, the lower abdomen goes slightly in. There's retention of exhaled breath. You don't want to strain with that. You want to take your time. Most of you, it's going to be more than enough just to lengthen the exhale. In the beginning, the breath is even, but you lengthen the exhale gradually over time. What happens is when you lengthen the exhale in that way, especially in this posture, you'll find that the bandhas and the retention of exhale breath will become very natural. It's almost like your physiology wants it to happen. You have to be very relaxed in the pose. You've got to keep doing, this is why you should do this posture every day. So you get so comfortable in the posture that it's really about breathing, not holding the posture. Doing the full bandhas with very long exhales in this posture is quite an advanced practice. It's not for everyone. but it's doable if you practice enough. It's very powerful. The effects on the prana and the bandha effect on the body is accentuated by the inversion. When you're ready, you exhale into plow on each of the forehead. And take 3 breaths there. Take any hand hold you want. You can have your arms over your head holding the feet. You can interlock the fingers behind your back, palms on the floor, whatever works for you. And then after your 3 breaths, you can roll down and do fish pose, your counter pose, or you can come back into shoulder stand and drop over into bridge. You can hold the bridge for 3 breaths and then come down and do your fish pose, or you can go from bridge pose into full wheel if you want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana. You want to do your bridge pose from the floor, feel free, or you can just leave it out and go straight into fish pose. In the fish pose, it's a back bend, so the inhale is twice the length of the exhale. Optional pause at the end of the inhale. So you want your arms extended more down because your shoulders are higher than your highest point should be your sternum, not your shoulder. That's it. Now bring the breath up here. Good. And when you finish whatever you're working on, you can relax in Shavasana. Take your time, finish your practice. You need to hug your knees or do a little bit of knees side to side and relax your spine. Just do whatever you need. Feet wider than your hips. Arms away from your side, with the palms facing up. Roll your head gently from side to side, and then come back to center when you're ready. Switch off the Ujjayi breathing, just let your body breathe. Bring awareness into your heart. Shavasana, Shavana, it means corpse. This is the pose of the corpse. It's considered the most difficult posture in the whole practice. Because in Shavasana, you have to let go, you learn to let go of everything that you hold on to. Everything that you identify with in your normal life. With just very fundamental things like your body. You completely let go of the physical body. It's really everything that's impermanent. That's what you let go of. The physical body, you let go of it. You just borrowed it for a time from Mother Earth. Eventually you'll give it back to Mother Earth. And so this is preparation for that returning. You let go of the physical body, and you let go of the mind. The mind in its different forms. You let go of the mind and its identification with the small self. You let go of the chitta-vritti, which is the thought process in the mind. So there's no thinking, no sense of me, I, or mine. You let go of memory, the past, and you let go of desire, raga devesha. You let go of the future, projection. Nothing behind you, nothing in front of you. There's just now. When everything that is impermanent about you has dissolved, there's just the awareness of the soul, which is why your awareness is in your heart space, where the soul resides. Everything else is gone. And there will come a point in Shavasana over time where you will experience Kevalakambhaka, spontaneous retention of breath. Where you'll overcome the need and the desire to breathe in again. And you will, of course, breathe in again, but there'll be pauses in the breath that don't cause you any anxiety or pain. And in this state, you are preparing yourself for the transition from your physical body. This is Shavasana. Om. Deepen your breath. Feet together, arms over your head. Stretch your whole body. Make your way into seated posture. And go straight into meditation today, so have your mala ready. Sit up on your block, kneeling or cross-legged. Take a mala in your right hand, cup it in the left, marrow bead to the top, mala draped over the middle finger of the right hand, using the thumb to draw the mala towards the heart. You don't draw the mala yet, just sit up with a nice straight spine. Balance your head so it feels weightless, relax your shoulders. Just move your arm bones back a little bit. Find the front edge of your sit bones so you have natural curvature in your spine. And feel the connection of your sit bones to your support. And close your eyes and lengthen through your inner front spine. Balance your head. So it's weightless. Relax the third eye. Firstly, Brahmacharya, the point between the eyebrows. Then back inside your head, in the center of your skull, in line with your eyebrow. Release. Upper palate. Release. Eyeballs recede, eye muscles relax. Soft palate, tongue. Hinge of the jaw. Throat pit, back throat. Center of the chest. Establish. Just let the breathing become totally natural, almost silent. Don't try to control it in any way. If you just relax, your body will breathe by itself. And when you find that, maintain that natural breathing throughout. Don't change it to fit the mantra or the rolling of the mala. The breath is the key. You can leave the awareness in the heart space, Anahata chakra, or you can draw it up straight through the hitanadi into the third eye, center of the skull. You choose. Wherever it is, you rest your awareness there, so there's a spacious feeling. And then begin to roll the mala with your breath. And then mentally repeat the mantra Om, or your personal mantra as you roll the bead on the inhale breath and on the exhale breath. Let your awareness rest in the third eye of the heart, like it's a place of refuge for your mind. The feeling of coming home. You're very safe, relaxed and peaceful there. And you'll find that when thoughts come back into the mind, that you've lost the awareness of the sacred space. So just go back and settle there again. And simply replace the thought with the mantra. You don't need to struggle with your thoughts. The mantra is just a more powerful, pure thought. Continue in this way for the next few minutes. Let go of your mantra. Release the mala into your cupped hands. Drop the awareness, if it's in the third eye, into the heart. And just sit still for a few moments, doing nothing, with a completely peaceful and spacious mind. Aware of the quality of your mind. Deepen your breath. Put your hands into Anjani Mudra. Inhale deeply for Om. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Ovarukamiva Vandanat Mrityo Mukshiyamamritat Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. You have the right to work, but for the work's sake only. You have no right for fruit to the fruits of the work. Desire for fruits of the work should never be your motive in working, and don't give way to laziness either. Renounce attachment to the fruits. Be even-tempered in success and failure, for it is this evenness of temper which is meant by yoga. Work done with anxiety about results is far inferior to work done without such anxiety, in the calm of self-surrender. Seek refuge in the knowledge of Brahman. Those who work selfishly for results eventually become unhappy. Second discourse, Bhagavad Gita. Work is worship, dedicated to God, in whatever form that manifests for you. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste. We have satsang next Sunday, 5:30 to 7:30, where we're doing more work on meditation, and as particularly Japa meditation, which we're doing in the class. The ashram day is on the 21st of April, 11 till 6:30 p.m. Namaste.